Hey everybody, and welcome back to Crypto Kings. My name is Matt, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about exactly what Shiba Inu is doing, and I'm going to be going over a new pattern that I just spotted that I think you guys are going to want to see. So if you guys are new, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and let's get right into it, folks. So if you guys have not seen the price action on the day for Shib, we are down around 6%, but the fortunate part about this is that this decrease is very widely noted on social media for a specific reason, and this reason has nothing to do with Shib. There's nothing that happened with Shiba Inu that has inherently made people want to sell it. Rather, something else going on social media that has taken a little bit of the attention away, which is understandable, and we're going to be getting into all of it. So, market cap wise, we are at around 21 billion, which, is still definitely quite good, but number 13, unfortunately, now, as crypto.com coin has managed to pass us. Volume wise, here we're at around 3 billion, so definitely a solid increase over the past 24 hours. Of course, there is a little bit more sell volume than buy volume, but the amount of buy volume has still gone up a considerable amount, which is always fine. But when we look at the 7-day chart, guys, what are we seeing here? This is a very, very common pattern that is just, sort of always known as the falling wedge. And you guys can see that is decreasing lows and decreasing lows, decreasing highs and decreasing lows. And you guys can see they are essentially converging here down at around 36. But look at what's happening after. It looks like we're seeing a reversal of some kind, and this reversal is very common for the end of a falling wedge. Now, there is another coin which did something very similar, and that other coin is actually what is causing the sort of lack of attention on SHIB right now, and that is all of the meta coins. Right now, Mana has absolutely exploded, doing incredibly well, and I've actually been providing a lot of videos over on my NFT Kings channel, my second channel, if you guys are interested, where I talk all the time about Decentraland and Mana. So definitely check this channel out, guys, if you have not already. I'll put a link down below in the description. But essentially, Mana has been stealing a lot of, Twitter and stuff. Sand as well has been stealing a lot of that. So there is a little bit less attention right now on SHIB, but what you'll notice is that Shiba Inu is making a pattern that has happened to so many other cryptos out there. And when we look at the example that I think a lot of people would want to see, and that is, of course, Decentraland itself, why is it doing so well, yada, yada. When we look at what the pattern is over the same, 1 month kind of period or whatnot, you guys can see, we see a little bit of a falling wedge here from the 19th at 429 down to around 370. So we're making a very similar pattern here. It's kind of just this sort of 10-ish percent, 20% decrease from the top down to the bottom here. And that essentially, from what I've seen, has created a lot of periods of bull runs. So again, you guys can see that just about every time we see a bull run, it is as the result of a falling wedge. The same thing can be done here from the 6th up until now. So the 6th right here until the 11th has that little, sort of bull run moment as well. Same thing here from 55 all the way down to 42 right here on the 15th. We have a little bit of a falling wedge, and then it goes all the way up to 52. So in every instance, you see a moment of pullback, at least to a degree. And then after that pullback, it brings us towards a more bullish movement. And that is exactly what I am seeing right now with Shiba Inu. So that is always awesome. Now, when we take a look at the relative strength index, you guys know I love to do on the channel, there's a lot to unpack here. But before we do, make sure to check out Webull, guys. Top of the link down below in the description if you guys want to get started trading crypto, stocks, all that good stuff. And of course, Shiba Inu as well over there on Webull. So if you guys sign up with my link, you guys could potentially get 2 free stocks valued up to $2,300. So make sure to check the link down below in the description and get started today. So when we take a look at essentially what I think so many people are going to want to look for is obviously the period of overselling. And the period of overselling typically results in any time in which the sell volume, of course, has exceeded what the market conditions for the day have set. So when we take a look at, again, our historical data, you guys can see that volume-wise, it hasn't been anything stellar over the past couple of days. Even today, it's still not a stellar amount of volume compared to where we were back in early November. But regardless, the amount of volume that we have right now is essentially being said as too much sell volume. Right here, you guys can see we head into the 20s, 28, here like 23, 24, and that's right around the 30s. So right as we're headed towards the mid 30s, the asset Shiba Inu is considered to be oversold at that point. So That's what happens when we head into the 30s, and right now we are charting a lot of green candles. Now, it may take a while for this, sort of green candle recovery to happen fully and to see something like this. It might take a week, it might take a couple days for something like this to happen, but regardless, I do see this as a very, very clear falling wedge, and again, historically, falling wedges are known for being the start of a bullish movement, because essentially the highs keep going down, the lows keep going down, and someone somewhere realizes, hey, it's being sold off a little too much, let me get in and let me snag some, and then everybody else, kind of thinks the same way. And basic psychology, it leads to some bit of a buying frenzy. So that's essentially what goes on in any instance of a falling wedge like that. Now, when we check the Fibonacci retracement, which of course I always love to do, we're going to look at the most recent runs. We have the high here at around 46 and the low of around 38. And essentially what it is showing is that we try to head for the 23.6% line. We try to get there. And unfortunately, right around 40, we are rejected, and we fall back down to around 36. But right at 36, again, the relative strength index is below 30. It's major cheap. I mean, SHIB hasn't been 36 in a very long time. It's cheap. It's essentially the spot to enter, and people realize that, and then we get a ton of green candles coming back up. So again, we go from 27-ish on the relative strength index up to around 43, and in real money, we go from around 36 all the way up to around 38.5. So definitely a decent increase, to say the least, and to start with. So I really could see over the near future here the relative strength index, considering all things, to work its way up and kind of push the envelope again on being overbought. So I definitely could see us using these fib lines to try to work our way back up. It probably won't go as clockwork as I'm drawing, hopefully it does, but I say it's unlikely that it's this neat and clean. But I definitely anticipate that at some point we will utilize these fib lines, and maybe as a little line of support around the 23.6 line, and then we could jump up to the 61. So there are a lot of different options that could happen here. But what again I think is most noteworthy is the fact that what we are looking at is, in my opinion, the change in trend. This is a change that you guys can see. I'm sure the MACD will illustrate for us as well. So again, you guys can see we have a period right here. As we head up to 52, we have a period of like a hard buy. Then as it slips and the falling wedge starts, we have a period of like a hard sell, then a soft buy, hard sell, and then it's kind of breaking even. Right around now, we're essentially at the break-even point, but it does look as if there is a shift coming in. It does look as if we are about to draw out, again, some more lines of green here, just like we saw on the 19th. But this time, this bull run doesn't have a set determined length. If this bull run is able to happen, which, nothing's guaranteed, but let's be honest, I do think that within the next week or so, we will see another little surge. If that happens, there is no predetermined endpoint. It can end at any time, and that's what I think is so amazing. So with that being said, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more daily SHIB vids. Make sure to check out Webull and my channel NFT Kings for Decentraland videos down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Matt. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.